Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to my first Draw Me Thursday with BroccoCat graphics. Welcome. So this will be a weekly gig. Every week I'll think of something cute to draw, or doesn't even have to be cute, just something. You guys can even tell me in the comments what you would like to learn how to draw, and I will try to make it in a little step-by-step process. So mostly it's doodling or sketching, anything like that. So today, and also what would you need for today's tutorial? I'm using my iPad with Procreate. However, you do not need Procreate, just a pencil for now, an eraser, a good eraser. I like the white erasers because they don't leave a mark. And also a pen or marker. And then if you want to color in, I would suggest either markers or crayons, whatever you want to use. But for this tutorial today, I'm using my iPad because it's easy for me to show you guys kind of the steps and the layers. I like using layers in my work. But think of drawing on regular paper as layers. Okay, you can always use, what do you call that? Tracing paper and just regular paper. Just anything you want to use. This is fun. It's just, a nice relaxing thing to do. So let's see, what else do I have? I think that's about it. So the story about this is our little guinea pig. So the idea was that I wanted to know what you guys wanted to draw. And I wasn't really sure what the first thing should be. So I was asking my friends to help me figure out how to do a live stream. And I was like, thank you for being my guinea pigs. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'll sketch out a cute little guinea pig. And there he is. He needs a name, guys. I know he's kind of sausage-like, but I think he's cute. So if you guys have a name for him, go ahead, comment below what you think his name should be. And let's get started. So let's clear out of this stuff here. So the first, of course, this is going to be the end result. It's not going to look exactly the same. And I want you guys to put your own flair on it. But I started out with a sketch of our little friend. Okay, let me show you what it kind of looks like from beginning to end. So first we started out with a very rough sketch of what I wanted the shape to be, and kind of the little bit of essential things like, oh, I want the ear to be here and the mouth to be kind of like that. And then once I was happy with what I saw, then that's when I would go to the next layer, which would be the inking layer, which I'll show you here, or the line art. Whoops, there we go. So here's my line art. So I took everything that I liked from the sketch and I placed it on top. I did kind of grow that a little bit. But you can see that it's pretty much very close to what I have on the pencil sketch. But I put with the marker or whatever you're using. Pen, whatever. All right. Let me undo all that stuff I did. Once I had what I thought was a good pen drawing, that's when I added the color, which you can see here. And the color here, because again, I'm using Procreate, I started out with just some flat color. As you can see, just flat color, nothing crazy. And you could leave it just like this, but I wanted to add a little more depth. So I started adding some shadows and some highlights and whatnot. And then at the very end, I added a little shadow on the bottom just to give it some dimension and show that it's kind of hopping about. I don't know if you ever have had guinea pigs, but I did. And every now and then my little guinea pig, she reminds me of Penny. Well, oh, take that off. She would jump up in the air just and go squeak. It was cute, very cute. All right, guys, so that is kind of what we're gonna do today. So let's clear out of that. Let's get a new layer because we're gonna now do it ourselves. So the first thing I'm gonna do is either grab your pencil or whatever you have that you wanna use for your sketch. So we're just doing the sketch right now. And when you do a sketch, before you do a sketch, I always encourage people to kind of like just do some lines to warm up your hand and some circles just to get warmed up, some ovals. Very light, nothing crazy. Just to kind of get your mind set for some sketching. Up and down. So I always do this on a separate piece of paper just to kind of get the feel. All right. So I do that for a few minutes. Of course, I'm not going to do that all right now, but that's just a sketch warm up. Just like when you work out, we have to warm up our mind and our hand and our arm. All right, so let's take that little dot off. So I want our little, I keep wanting to call it a hamster, but it's a guinea pig. Let's kind of go again, similar with what I had before. So I kind of wanted like a little bit of a sausage look. So think of it as a little sausage. And you can even make it longer or shorter. It doesn't have to be this long. It can be like a short little squatty. Let's make the next one a little shorter. So kind of like that. I don't know if I shrunk it at all. So very rough lines. All right, I'm pretty satisfied with that look there. So it's almost like a little jelly bean. All right, so think of it as a jelly bean. Next, I want to see where the face is going to go. So you could do kind of like a little circle showing this is where the head will be. That kind of helps. And we'll position where the little tail will be. I like a little stubby tail. So we're gonna just kind of make like a little C, backward C there. That's where the little tail will be. And then the legs will be also a little bit longer than the tail. And so I think I'll put this one here, just like I did before. So it's like a little U. All right. And then the other little foot, which is the one in the back, is a little smaller. All right. You don't want to make them too big of size because by showing things in the back are smaller, it gives you some more perspective. And then we have the front legs, taking a nice big hop there. That one goes a little bit further up. And then let's move this we'll put the little leg right there. Another U. There we go. The shadow would go down here. Show that she's jumping. All right, so let's get to the face. So sometimes I still even like to, you've probably seen this, but we kind of divide the face up. Okay, here will be the eyes, the little nose, and the mouth. And then I think I'll put one ear here and then another ear back here. That was my quick little sketch there. So if I zoom in, now I'm kind of going to be a little more, I like making the ears with that little shape, kind of like a little rounded M. You can do them however you want. You don't even have to do the little M. And then I got that. I like to put the nose first because I don't know if I'm gonna do a big nose or a little nose. I think today we'll go with kind of a medium nose. All right. And then I color that in just so I know that's gonna be dark. And I put it at an angle because we don't want everything to be stiff. So you don't want to have a face that's like this. That just doesn't look right. All right, so back to the nose. All right, so I have my nose, and let's make her a little cheeky. I say it's a her because I had a girl guinea pig, so then I would kind of make the nice big cheeks again with that U shape. And then another one over here, going up and into the ear. Oh, that's cute. Actually, I feel like my guinea pig is starting to look like a pug. All right. And then we'll kind of give her a little chin. And there we go. Because this leg is in the back, my line is going to go in front. And then it's not going to go in front here because this is where the leg in the front would be. Okay. So leg in the back is tucked behind the body, and the leg in the front is out from the body. And you'll see it a little clearer once we put that ink on. All right, so let's get some eyes on here. So here's her eye line. Kind of like that. Let's maybe bring it up a little bit. Okay, I'm thinking just some little eyes, little cute eyes. And then a little eye over here. Could give some eyebrows. She looks so concerned. I mean, you could always, the best thing about these is that you could change it. Oh, it could be angry. So you change the eyebrows, it gives a whole new expression to your little guinea pig. You could be like, oh, so sad, like that. Or just content. You can say a lot with the facial expressions with eyebrows and without changing anything else. Just the eyebrows can really, really help give some character. All right. Here we go. And I think we'll leave her with, we'll put a little tongue. Or maybe just a little. We could even put little teeth. There we go. All right, so we have the basics of the body. Her head looks so small compared to her body. I may squish her just a little bit. Squish her just a tad. This is the magic. This is another reason why I like using Procreate, because you can adjust things like this to your liking. Whereas with a pencil, you'd have to erase or just kind of start sketching again. But we can also fix that during our inking phase. She is quite pudgy, isn't she? Cute. All right. And then also I want to add her little mark. It almost looks like a little saddle. There we go. And then I like to add a little, we'll add another color here. I think that's fine for now. We'll just If I remember my guinea pig, she just had this little brown spot here, and the rest of her was kind of like cream colored. All right, so this is going to be our final sketch, okay? So next comes the inking part. And this is where you could either, if you're in Procreate, you could lower the opacity so you don't see too much of the lines. If you're using tracing paper, this would be on another layer or another piece of tracing paper or some other kind of paper. All right. So if I'm in Procreate, I like using, there's this brush pack that I got, Scotty's illustration brushes, which are really nice because he has a lot of fine line, clean monolines. So any one that you choose is, no matter what you change on the size of the brush, it's always going to stay the same, which is nice and consistent, which is really great to get good consistent lines. And then he has like these rough monolines, and then the brush pen style in clean and rough. Anyway, I'm gonna go right now with, oh, and also some stippling, an eraser, fill brush, and that doesn't go there. That was a boo-boo. I don't know how I got that on there, but now I can't get it out. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go with an extra fine, which will be, actually that's a little too thick. Let's go with the super fine. There we go. That's better. Bring the opacity up. All right, so here we want to really think about a nice clean drawing instead of loose lines, and so we want to try to keep it nice and uniform. I'm going to start with this little area right here, and we'll just kind of there, like that. Might take, oops, let's change that eraser brush there for a moment. There we go. Don't like how it's kind of, there we go, that's better. I don't want it hooking. And then we have the little end here. And we'll put the little stubby tail right there. It is a cute little stub, isn't it? And then I'm going to add a line here. And then the line connecting right there. And as you can notice, our back legs are on the back, tucked behind the body. And the front legs are right here in the front. We'll just get that other leg tucked in there. And the next leg will go, front leg will go here. And the back leg. All right, there we go. Now, as far as that cute little head, I'm going to start right here, just getting these lines put in. They don't have to be exact. And then I like to turn my page or my paper so that I can get a better angle drawing. There we go. And I'm going to make this a little bit more rounded. So this is where you can really kind of experiment with how big you want cheeks and all that stuff. There we go. We'll add the cute little teeth. And I know, as you can see, we're not exactly the same spot here, but that's okay. We'll connect that little nose there and add the cute little eyes. I like to leave like a little bit of white in the background, just like as a shadow. So there we have our basic outline of our little chunky guinea pig. And then I like to go with a thinner line, and I realize now I used the thinnest brush available. So I will go to a different brush. Let's see. I like having a thicker brush be the main art piece. And then, let's see, where are you? Is it under calligraphy? Ah, there you are, monoline. There we go. And so we're gonna shrink that down. Let's see how, oh, that's not really very small at all. Let's see, what else could I use? I could use, let's see what this does. Sometimes it's all about experimenting, people. All right, that will work for now. There. So next I'm gonna put in the little, oh gosh, that's making dots. I didn't want to make dots. That's hilarious. I'll go with that one. You can tell this is my first video. All right, so doesn't have to be perfect. This is cute little sketch type thing. Okay, got the eyebrows. All right, there we go. So at this point, I could turn off my sketching layer and kind of, if you see some little things you want to fix with your eraser, well, I guess if you're not using an iPad, it would be a little harder to erase these things, but so be really intentional with your lines. You know what I didn't do was to give these ears a little bit more. There we go. Also added a little bit of fur there. There we go. All right. So now what we can do is give it some basic color. I'm not going to go into too much shading today because lack of time. I see I went over my 15 minutes. Oops. Learning curve. All right. So if you're in Procreate, you can do something called reference. And so what it does is that it takes these lines in this layer. So if I went to make a new layer, which I'm going to put under here, which is where the color is going to go, then the color won't go all over the board. It'll stay within the lines, which is why when you do the lines in something like Procreate, you want to make sure that the lines are nice and closed and nothing is open. So let's choose some colors here. I think I used this color for the spots there. And then we'll go with a lighter color for the rest of the body. I know it looks a little funny now. Oop, missed a spot right there. Okay. Cute. All right. And then let's make that little nose. Darken the little nose. And again, you could color this in with a marker, with crayons, whatever you like. I'm just doing this just to give it some color for now. And then to make it simple, we can add a little shadow underneath. So again, I like to move that. So kind of use a different pen. Go back to, let's go with this one. It's a little thicker, but I think it'll do. All right. So you could leave it like that. Just like that. Or I like to give it kind of a little smudged look. So if you were using pen or something like that, or watercolor or whatever, you could kind of wet the edges. But I'm in Procreate, so I can Make that blurry just like that. With the magic of Procreate, I have now made a cute little shadow, and I could even make it less, bring the opacity down a little bit so it doesn't look so dark. All right. So guys, here's the cute little hamster. I think that it really comes to life when you add some shadows and whatnot. I can do that really fast. Not a requirement, but if you would like to give it a little bit more of a whimsical look, then you could always experiment with some colors. And again, this is totally up to you. I'm just going to add just a little bit of more character here. I like to do this in a separate layer so that I can then go back and erase where I don't want color. Could make the brush smaller. All right. Squeak, 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 squeak. I'm imagining that she's having little squeaks. And then I'm going to put some big cheeks right there. I think that looks cute. And it's kind of funny. Take that off. Oh, that's cute. And let's see. And then I'd like to add a little bit of shadow, a general shadow, nothing crazy. I'm going to use the clipping mask so that I don't go on the white. Everything stays inside the color here. Make sure I'm on the right layer. Okay. Actually, we want this to be down here. Maybe we'll clipping mask that as well. All right. So let's see. Just to add quick little shadows. And I know it looks rough right now, but trust me, it'll look super cute. Kind of put this back there, a little here, a little bit. Let's shrink that a little there. And then I take my smudge tool. Again, perks of having a tablet. You can do these things, but you can do them also with watercolors or markers, or just practice with like your finger, something like that. If you have like pastels or chalk, just kind of smudge the lines in there just to kind of soften it up a little bit. We'll add a little bit more shadow here. There, that's cool. Cool. All right. All right, guys. So that's basically our little hamster for today. You could always thicken the outside lines. I'd probably go back and thicken the lines on the outline of our little guinea pig, just so that it stands out a little bit more. But that is our basic, cute, little, simple guinea pig for today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please let me know in the comments and let me know what you would like to see next week. I'll be doing another tutorial, probably about the same time, and probably the same time frame, about 30 minutes. I thought it would be 15, but clearly I got involved and just so cute. And I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know, and I hope to see you next week. All right, talk to you later. Bye.